Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill. Today on Suncoast FYI, we talk to Claudia Harden and Nicole with Cat Depot, Compeer Director Lynn Buehler and Compeer Volunteer Coordinator Dale Wolfson with Coastal Behavior Healthcare, founder Lisa Moore of Blaze of Hope, and SNN weekend anchor Lynden Blake. All next on Suncoast FYI. Communications Director Claudia Harden and Communications Specialist Nicole with Cat Depot return this week to talk about some of their upcoming events and to bring another little furry forever friend with them. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you for having
Hi.
us. Thank you.
We always like to start with, who is this beautiful little doll you have on your lap?
This sweet girl, she's named Zag. She's about 4 weeks.
Zag?
Zag, Z-A-G.
Okay.
She's about 4 months old, and she was brought in as a stray, and she's such a little love. She's so sweet. She loves to cuddle. She loves purring, and she also loves to play, so she's got the best of both worlds.
She has such beautiful markings. We were talking about that before we came on.
And she's very soft.
Well, though somebody will have to come adopt her to find out, but she does. She has a beautiful little face. Oh my gosh.
Her little black frames her face perfectly.
Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl. So you only brought one kitty today, but we've had pairs on before, and we've talked about adopting in pairs. Is there benefits to doing that, and why should people think about that possibly?
Absolutely.
We recommend adopting in pairs if you're able to, especially with kittens. It helps socialize them. They start to learn like the rules of the world from each other. It also gives them something to do, especially if you work out of the home, you're gone a lot. They've got a little friend there with them so they don't get bored and they don't rip up your couch.
There you go. I was just going to say.
So if you're able to, we do recommend adopting in pairs, especially ones who we've already tested and named as being bonded or being friends. If you come to our shelter, you'll sometimes see little signs that we are bonded. We must be adopted together, or we are best buddies, but they can be adopted separately. So if you're able to, adopt too.
Okay. We have the holidays coming up.
We do.
And do you recommend, I mean, is it a busier season? Do you recommend adopting around the holiday season or not?
It all depends on the individual family. We do recommend that if you are thinking of bringing an animal into the home, probably actually do it during the holidays. It's a little counterintuitive. People think the holidays are much busier and things are a little bit more hectic, but it's also when everyone in the family is actually home. So that they can help get acclimated to their new furry family member a lot faster.
Okay. And in addition to the holidays and adopting around the holidays, are there more needs that you find at Cat Depot during the holidays that our viewers could help you with?
Absolutely. So during the holidays, we actually see an influx of visitors, so we're always in need of volunteers to help us in our retail areas as well as out on the floor with cat socializing, and obviously to just keep an eye on our general visitors to make sure that they don't get bitten or scratched by some of our furry residents that we have. And then also leading up throughout the holidays, we like to start putting supplies away for kitten season, which comes up fairly quickly. After that,
kitten season?
Kitten season starts in the spring.
Okay.
So anything that we can do to start preparing for that, putting away kitten food, formulas, baby bottles, things like that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And how do you get the word out there about that, Nicole, since you're the communications specialist?
We do a lot of emails to our donors, to people who support us. We do it on social media, Facebook and Instagram. And if you're on social media, we recommend that you follow us. You can see cute pictures and videos of kitties every day, learn their stories. Then we just do it by word of mouth when people come in. Being in the communications department is really about building relationships with people, talking with people, making them feel welcome and comfortable, and then just trying to educate them.
Do you do outdoor events? Do you go outside of Cat Depot with some of our little furry forever friends? Do you take them to nursing homes?
We do take them to nursing homes. There's probably 4 nursing homes in the Sarasota area that we do take kittens to on a regular basis. Some are once a week, some are every other week. And we bring kittens in for the residents to play with them and socialize.
Now, can they have, I mean, could the facility adopt a kitty
They
for
could
their
potentially,
residents?
absolutely.
Well,
It's not something we've really explored, but it's
Yeah,
definitely a wonderful
something
idea
think-
to look into.
Well, right. I mean, you know, they have dogs that go
Mm-hmm,
and stay with whatever, and I just think, why not? You know, if they've got,
Absolutely.
especially an older kitty, we've talked about, sometimes they're
Yeah.
harder to place.
They are. They're a little
Check
bit more
that
laid
out.
back, so that might work out
Check
well.
that out. Okay. Well, we're going to hear about your gala that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Nicole, you were going to tell us a little bit about that and what plans you have in place already.
So it's coming up on March 9th at Marie Selby Botanical Gardens.
But you're getting ready for it now, of course. I
Yes,
mean,
we are. Event planning takes a very long time. So right
Yes.
now you can find the save the date and the invitation up on the website. You can also purchase tickets, look into sponsorships and underwriting opportunities. And Claudia will speak a little bit more of the night of.
Yeah, so normally our fundraising events have historically been a sit-down plated dinner. This year we are changing things up a bit and moving towards a cocktail reception with wonderful music, entertainment, as well as wonderful food provided by Michael's on East.
Wonderful. Well, it's a beautiful spot to do that. Yes. And you'll have a lot of furry friends there.
We will, yes.
Okay. Now, what types of things do you do at those events? I mean, obviously there's going to be looking at our little cuties here, but what else takes place at an event?
So
to
we
give
will
them
have live
things?
entertainment. We will have some retail opportunities for people as well.
When you say retail opportunities, what do you mean?
A few little trinkets that people can purchase
Okay.
throughout the evening to help raise funds for our cats and kittens. And then we'll also be holding a silent auction that evening as well.
Okay, and that'll be from gifts that
Are donated by the community.
donated by
yes.
the community.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, one more time, your website and the date of the event.
Is catdepot.org, O-R-G, and the event is Friday, March 9th at Marie Selby Botanical Gardens.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you again soon, okay?
All right, see you soon.
Coming up next on Suncoast FYI, we find out about the Compeer program with Coastal Behavioral Healthcare. So please stay with us. We're now joined by Compeer Director Lynn Buehler and Compeer Volunteer Coordinator Dale Wolfson with Coastal Behavior Healthcare. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for
Nice to
having us.
meet you.
So nice.
After so long. Thank you. We have mutual friends that we'll talk about here in a moment.
Yes,
but
we
let's
will.
start. What's the history of Compeer, please?
The history of Compeer, it began about 40 years ago, and it was founded by a woman named Bonnie Skirball. That name will ring true to a lot of people in
Yep.
this town because she's a seasonal resident of Longboat Key, but she's also the Compeer board chair. So she started it 40 years ago.
In Sarasota.
No, in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
And it was a program meant to align volunteers in a friendship capacity with those struggling with a mental health disorder. As it grew, there are something like 53 offices now, all over 3 continents, 4 countries.
goodness.
It's grown, and about 6 years ago, another person we talked to about is Ann Hartka. She decided, because a family member had had such good experience with the Compeer program in Philadelphia, that she wanted to introduce Compeer to Sarasota, and she went over to the Senior Friendship Center and said, this will be done. And that's our dear friend, Ann Hartka.
Oh, and she is a little dynamo.
Yes, she is.
This lovely young woman is 99 years old, and I wish I had half of her energy.
Exactly.
Yes.
And she's very persistent, and so the program went through its growing pains with the Senior Friendship Centers. And in 2013, it became a program part of Coastal Behavioral Healthcare with very good and valid reasons.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you. That's
you.
a very good overview. So Coastal Behavior Healthcare is the umbrella, as we were talking about, Dale, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So being Compeer involved, what is their mission and how does it fit in with the Coastal Behavior Healthcare?
Oh, that's, its mission has really been all along to integrate those with mental health disorders in one-on-one friendship matches with volunteers. And the best medicine for those with mental illness is companionship, getting out, activity. And so this was the premise on which we operate, and it's on which all the offices operate. So we match one-on-one volunteers, and it's accredited by the National Registry of Evidence-Based Programs and Practices as best practice in those in mental health recovery.
Okay. All right. Thank you. How are we involved now with the coastal healthcare?
Well, as I said, in 2013 we rolled in under Coastal Behavioral Health Care.
Yeah.
Coastal is the largest provider of mental health services in Sarasota County. They serve something like 4,000 to 6,000 clients a year.
All right.
So when you think of Compeer, think of working with a volunteer, with an individual with a mental illness in the wellness phase of their
Capacity.
Yes.
Okay.
So our goal is to maintain wellness, and we work with the mental health professionals in the community and also with Coastal to provide their clients with this opportunity to really rediscover their wellness, be integrated back into activities, and being part and less isolated and less stigmatized and less lonely.
And that's where Dale comes in.
Right.
Because
I do the matching.
you do that. Okay.
Yes.
Tell us about your part in all of this wonderful project.
Okay, well, I receive referrals. Sometimes they're from coastal therapists, sometimes they're from the school district. And then I try to recruit volunteers. So we don't ask very much of our volunteers.
But what do you look for in a volunteer?
Someone who is a good listener is probably the number one thing, because that's what these people are really looking for. Someone who can give another perspective to the individual who they're befriending. And we try to match, those who have similar interests. We try to mesh those.
So if somebody likes sewing or singing or something, so that they can talk about something that they have in common.
Right, that's what we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the process for becoming a volunteer? They come see you? And
Well, yes, they contact me, and I direct them either to our website or send them through email an application, and it's an initial application, and then they come in for an interview, which takes very little time. And after that, of course, they have to be screened.
Right.
And have their fingerprints taken, and go through the FBI and all of that.
Okay.
And once that happens, then they come back and see me, and I train them, and that's about a 2-hour process. And then we work on trying to match them with somebody.
Can they volunteer for any length of time that they have available, or is there a set amount of time that you request?
We ask our volunteers to give us 1 hour a week, which isn't much.
Nothing, no.
But we do ask them to commit for a year, because the people that they're dealing with, need to have stability.
Continuity.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and at the end of the year, usually what happens is we reevaluate. Okay, but generally what happens is they continue on. And I can speak from my own experience, because that's how I got involved in this organization.
And how long have you been with Compeer?
I've been in the job. I've only been here since February, but I've been a volunteer for 3 years.
Great. Ladies, pleasure meeting both of you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll give our viewers all of your website information so they can find you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. We
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
having the opportunity to get a shout out once in a while here, because
Thank
our
you.
volunteers are the greatest. We have a great selection
team, right?
here. Yes.
Good. Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
After the break, we find out how Blaze of Hope is helping people in our community, so please stay with us. Founder Lisa Moore of Blaze of Hope and SNN weekend anchor Lynden Blake join us to talk about the nonprofit and their upcoming Christmas parade. Hi, Lisa, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Lynden, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Always my pleasure.
Thank you, here too. Lisa, tell us about Blaze of Hope. I know you're the founder. How did it all begin and why?
Okay. 18 years ago, I had a son, and at 7 months, he was diagnosed with liver cancer.
Oh my gosh.
During that time, bills were big. Sorry, my heart races.
That's fine.
I still have a hard time talking about it, but this community came together and raised money for me.
In Sarasota here.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And I didn't have to worry about my bills.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate, and there were parents up at the hospital losing their houses, losing their cars, ending up in divorce because of the stress of it.
Sure.
And here I was, able to pay my bills, able to be with my son 24 hours a day, didn't ever leave his side. He passed away at 13 months, and it was the most difficult time ever. And this community helped me and gave me some hope, gave me support and love, and I'm so thankful for the time that I did have with him. When you only get 13 months, every bit you get, every bit of time is so special.
Yeah, every day is a gift, no matter. I'm so sorry.
But great things coming out of this, and he's still alive today. That's what's happening. His face is still out there. He's making an impact.
So how long ago did you start?
It's been about a year and a half, and it's been quite the journey so far. We are making a difference already.
Okay. How did it all start? I mean, what did you do? Who did you contact to get Blaze of Hope started?
Well, the name came to me, the mission of it, all of that came to me while I was at the hospital 18 years ago.
Wow.
I owned the domain blazeofhope.org for about 13 years before I did anything with it. So it's been a passion. It's been nonstop in the background of my mind. Anyone that knows me knows I've talked about it. And then finally it came to a point where now's the time. Now's the time. And I had to listen.
Yeah.
So I moved forward with it. I didn't know where to start, so I ended up calling the Community Foundation of Sarasota. And what they did was direct me to where I needed to go, who I needed to talk to. We ended up being a 501c3 really quickly, and that was a success. And it just has been amazing since.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So we have happier things to talk about that are going to help you with your mission. I know that there's our annual holiday parade upcoming in downtown Sarasota. And Lynden, you're going to be a part of the parade? Is that how you two know one another?
Actually, to rewind, one of their first public events they did over a year ago, she contacted me. I was a weekend reporter at the time, and I covered that. And just to see her speak to you just so calmly, when I first tried to interview her, she was like, I can't do it, I can't do it. And I'm like, no, like, you called me here, I have to interview you. And because it was so hard, and she's grown so much just in a year, and she's putting herself out there, and that just makes me feel so good to see how much she's grown. So she did ask me to be on the Blaze of Hope float in the parade. The theme is the greatest parade on earth. So we are going to
Because we are the greatest little city on earth.
I agree.
We do have wonderful people that live here.
Since she can give you a tease of what the float's going to look like, but I'm super excited to be on it.
Okay, okay,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to reveal all of our secrets, but we will have a band.
Yes.
And we also will have a trailer. We'll have people walking and handing out goodies. We're pretty excited. We did it last year, and honestly, it was one of the best days of my life. It was really awesome.
It's really a fun time, uplifting, and a very huge community event.
Yeah, just to see
in
all the
Sarasota.
smiles and so much joy.
Yep.
How can you not have a blast?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it, and we're so happy that Lynden's going to join us.
December 7th,
Yeah,
right?
No, the second.
Second, thank
Yes.
you.
Yep. And we
I don't
also-
want to miss it.
We also have an amazing thing. We have Garrett Miller.
I know.
And Kelsey Owens joining us at the parade on
how
the
cool.
float.
Now, I know you had a fundraiser recently that ended, and there was an auction, and something wonderful happened, and you collected a lot of donations from that. And
Yep. Garrett Miller actually donated his Mustang to Blaze of Hope, so we auctioned it off. The auction was a success, and then the best news ever is it was donated back to Blaze of Hope.
Oh.
So I think in January, keep your eye out, because we may do this whole auction process again.
Well, how exciting will that be for somebody out there? Wow, wow. So lots to look forward to. Coming up December 2nd, the parade, and then a new season of
The MTV Siesta Key.
Siesta Key,
Yep.
okay, with Garrett Miller. So we'll hear more about that as the new year rolls in. For now, though, please tell our viewers where they can go to find out more about Blaze of Hope and how we can help other families.
Okay. You can visit our website, which is blazeofhope.org. We do have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram and a Twitter. It's not hard to get a hold of us. And we want to help as many families as possible. And we have some huge goals for 2018. And we're going to rock it out. We're going to rock our purpose.
All right. I know you will. I know you will. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you as well.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Suncoast FYI. We will return after a short break. Coming up this weekend on the Suncoast, the second annual Seafood and Music Festival will take place Saturday, December 2nd at Siesta Key Beach. The Sarasota Children's Garden will be hosting a candy cane scavenger hunt Saturday, and Selfies with Santa will be taking place at Children's World at 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Mark your calendars for the Atomic Bazaar Holiday Season 12, which will take place December 9th and 10th at the Sarasota Municipal Auditorium. If you would like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call us at 941-361-4639. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com under Programming. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.